More questions are being raised about the SNP government's handling of public money, as it appears that they have underspent the budget by £2 billion. Okay, so the last couple of days have taken a break, so I'm slightly behind this particular news story, but considering that the mainstream media haven't really analysed any of this, we're still ahead of the game. So let's talk about what's going on in Scotland again, because the SNP establishment, we already know that they are not very good at finances, although they are very good at their own greed and the corruption, so they know how to use that. But people wonder why. Despite taxes being so high in Scotland and they find new measures to take more taxpayer money, why is it that public services are being cut? Why is it that schools are being closed? It's because they're not actually spending the money. They're keeping it for themselves. Yes, we've discovered that the SNP government have confirmed that £2 billion of taxpayers' money was underspent in 2022, last year, despite starving public services of cash. The whole point of social democracy as a system that we have in this country is that you allow people to have jobs, to pay taxes, but you tax them high so they could then use that money for public services. This is the system we have, and I don't really like it. But we live in this system. But it only works if the government actually use the money that they've stolen from the public in the name of taxation to use that to fund public services, especially essential public services like the police and the healthcare system and the schools. But they're not even doing it in Scotland. And we wonder why the money is not being spent. Where is the money? So, these are the accounts of the Scottish government between 2021 and 2022. So it's been divided into different areas and government departments. So you've got on the left side, obviously the names of the departments, and then you've got the next one is a final outturn per million, and you've got the budget. And then on the right hand side, it shows you if it's been overspent or underspent by million. So for example, we have finance and economy been underspent by £536 million. You've got education and skills, so schools, underspent by over £800 million. And even net zero energy and transport have been underspent. Not really sure why they're taking people's money in the name of green taxes if they're not even spending it. The justice system is down. Rural affairs and islands down. Social justice, housing and local departments, government is down. And everything else, as you can see. The Crown Office and Prosecutor Fiscal, they're overspent by £5 million. So that's interesting to see, even though they didn't actually do anything with it. Then you've got the total Scottish Government section with the NHS and teachers' pension schemes. That's also underspent by £60 million. And we've got all the other areas. You can pause the video and have a look for yourself. The Audit Scotland was also underspent by £1 million. Audit Scotland, they have an issue with auditors everywhere they go. Their total Scottish budget has been underspent by £2 billion. So that is absolutely scandalous. Now, the head of the civil service in Scotland right now, as essentially one of the permanent secretaries at the time was John Paul Marks, said, well, I can say with a high degree of confidence that there will not be that there will not be that underspent in our 22 and 23 accounts. So this year they're going to overspend to make up for it. It says, unless my two finance officers and I do not understand each other. Well, okay. We meet every week to go through our budget and squeeze every inch out of it. Well, that's also, I don't think we want that either. One issue is, if you're underspending it, if it's based on waste, not essential services, good that you're not overspending it, but maybe you could do a rebate. Maybe people can take their money back, okay? If you're not using it on essential services. But I don't want you to squeeze it out of it. I don't want you to go around and now this year, 2022 and 2023, to overspend everything to take more money from the taxpayer just because you have to spend it. That's also government waste. This is the problem with the political leaders that we have in this country. If they get criticized for underspending, their solution is to overspend. Maybe the solution should be to have balance, to actually use taxpayers' money. Firstly, don't have high taxes, but use anything that you are getting from the taxpayers' pockets for the essential services, and maybe don't waste it too much on the other areas. But they don't do that. They either go completely hot or completely cold. One year they will underspend the whole thing. I'm not really sure what they do with the money. The next year they're going to overspend it. This is exactly what this guy is promising. Now this year they're going to basically overspend the whole thing. So then the following year they might just increase the taxes again because they've overspent everything. Absolutely chaotic situation in this country. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm Mahyar Tousi and we are the media.